Alright guys, so I'm going to make a video of the Ixls that you guys are assigned. You guys have to do G9, G10, G12, and H8. Now G9 and G10 are fairly easy. So G9 is just questions like 1 9 times like 2/3. And you multiply straight across. 1 times 2 is 2. 9 times 3 is 27. So that's your answer. Done. So that's G9. Now, G10, you have mixed numbers like 3 1/2 times 5, 3, 7s. So what you do here is you multiply the whole number by the denominator and you add the numerator and you put that number on top of the denominator and then you multiply straight across. What the heck did you just say, Miss Molina? Okay, so you multiply these two numbers, you add the top number, you put that on top of the bottom number. Let's do it quickly. So multiply those two and then add the top. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. And you keep it over the same denominator. You multiply it by 5 times 7 is 35. Plus 3 is 38 over 7. Now, if you guys have numbers greater than 13, use a calculator. 2 times 7 is 14. You can do that. Now, use a calculator for 38 times 7. I'm going to do it on the side because I don't have a calculator on my video. So I have 266 over 14. And it might make you turn it into a decimal, so just put 266 into a calculator, divide it by 14, and that should get you like a decimal. That is basically all of G10. This is all of G10. And this one was over here, all of G9. So we're done with those. Now let's look at exercises that look like G12. Now G12 I'm going to do on a blank paper. Alright, so G12 has questions that look like this. 1/12 divided by 3. Well, first of all, 3 is a whole number, but on the bottom of every whole number, you can put 1. Okay, now I'm going to do the ear method. 1 over 12 divided by 3 over 1. Connect the outer numbers, and that's going to be your numerator. 1 times 1 is 1. Connect the inside numbers, and that's going to be your denominator. 12 times 3 is 36. That'll be my answer. Okay? So I'm going to type, I actually have that on my computer right now, so I'm going to type it. Now let's look at another one. It has 3 divided by 1/9. Well, 3 is a whole number, as I had already told you, so I'm just going to put a 1 under it. Now I have 3 over 1 divided by 1 over 9. Connect the outside numbers, that's your numerator. 3 times 9 is 27. And then connect the inside numbers. 1 times 1 is 1. Hey, 1 goes into 27. 27 times. So my answer is 27. I put it into Ixl. Done. Now let's look at this one. This one's kind of tricky actually. 1 divided by 1/6. Well, 1 is a whole number. Put a 1 under it. Now I have 1 over 1 divided by 1/6. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. Hey, 1 goes into 6 times. So I'm going to type it. Yay. I'm going to just do one more just so you guys have a lot of examples. Remember, if you get 80% or more on these Ixls, you can show the teacher, whether it's me or someone else or Mr. Mesa. And once you get 80% or more, get your name checked off, move on to the next Ixl. If you're done early with all the Ixls, go ahead and work on any of the G Ixls or any of the H's. Of course, if they're too hard, you can always do the B's and the C's. Okay, so 3 divided by 1/8. 3 over 1 divided by 1 over 8. 3 times 8 is 24. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 goes into 24 times. It just so happens that the answer is a whole number every time I've been doing this. Now, what if you have 2 divided by 1/10? Okay, one more. 2 divided by 1 divided by 1/10. 2 times 10 is 20. 1 times 1 is 1. Oh my gosh, these are so easy. I'm practically giving you the answers for G12. Go ahead and work on your own for G12. I'm going to move on to H8. Alright, so for H8, it's going to combine everything that you did in the last 3 Ixls. So in this case, I have 3.8 times negative 1.1/2. So I can either convert this into a fraction or I can convert this into a decimal. But I have to have either 2 decimals or 2 fractions. In this case, I'm going to turn this into a fraction. How do I turn that into a fraction? I divide the numerator by the denominator. And it's going to be negative because I have a negative on here. 2 does not go into 1. So I'm going to put a 0 there. 2 goes into 10 5 times. And there, it's done. So I have 3.8 times negative 0.5. So I can rewrite it like this. 3.8 times 0.5. And remember, your answer is going to be negative. So remember, your answer has to be negative, okay? 5 times 8 is 40. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 4 is 19. Placeholder. 8 times 0 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. Add it together. You went 2 decimal places. 1, 2. So 1, 2. So your answer is negative 1.90. Or negative 1.9 would be the same. Negative 1.90. Yeah, I got it right. Now here's the next example. I have 1 and 1/4 times negative 1. Oh, this is easy. 1 times any number is just that number, but in this case it's negative. And a negative times a positive is negative. So your answer is negative 1/4. This one's easy. Negative 1/4. Good. Now this next one. I have negative 9.5 times 1/5. Okay, well I can convert 1/5 into a decimal. 5 goes into 1 0 times. 5 goes into 10 2 times. Perfect. So now I have negative 9.5 times 0.2. Now do it on the side. You know your answer is going to be negative because there's only one negative. Times 0.2. 5 times 2 is 10. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 1, 19. Put your placeholder. Add that together. 2 decimal places. Negative 1.90. Hey, that was the same answer we had for the other one. Yeah, and I got it right. Oh, now here's another one that they give you on H8. They give you 1/2 times 3/4. You know you just multiply straight across. 3/8. So it's just going to keep on giving you examples of questions that you're already used to doing. So in this case, I can turn that into a decimal. What's 5 times 7 is 35. 35 plus 2 is 37 times negative 0.5. Turn this into a decimal. 37 divided by 5. 5 goes into 37 7 times, because 7 times 5 is 35. That's 2. Bring your decimal, bring your 0 down. 5 goes into 24 times. So now you have 7.4 times negative 0.5. And remember, your answer is going to be negative, because a negative times a positive is negative. And then you can write 7.4 times 0.5. 4 times 5 is 20. 7 times 5 is 35, 36, 37. Oops, you don't have to put a decimal. Decimal or zeros. And then that's 0, 7, 3, 2. So the correct answer is negative 3.70. All right, Tigers, good luck. Try your best. Use your whiteboard markers. Remember to only erase with your erasers, not with your fingers or your hands. Please make sure you're on task and that you're only on the appropriate Ixls unless you've finished all of them. Once you get 80% or more, you need to raise your hand and show the teacher or show Mr. Mesa that you've gotten 80% so you can move on to the next one. Have a good day.